Coming to you live from a random apartment in Michigan, the roast of the Zodiac signs.
Thank you so much. You guys are all too kind. Seriously, for real, you're too kind. Okay. Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to tonight's Zodiac roast. I am your host, Paige Ferris. And I know what you're already thinking. Why is this bee talking to me about astrology? What warrants her to be saying literally anything? Well, fellas, that is because I am a professional astrologer. This is my job. I do this for a living. I literally eat, breathe, live this shit. So please just take in what I say, enjoy it, have a little fun today because we are for sure going to be roasting y'all's ass. I really put a lot of time into this, so I hope you stick around till the end. And I'm sure right off the bat, you're already thinking, this woman has to be a Leo. But no, I am not in fact a Leo. I'm actually a first house Virgo sun who lives to dramatically and grammatically correct people. So there's a lot of that you can expect here today and any other day on my channel because I do the lot. I literally spent an hour getting ready and I have a fucking microphone. Like, in other words, please like this video because otherwise this will be a little bit more cringe than what it already is. Anywho, this also means I am going to be cringing the entire time that I look back on this. So truly just enjoy what you get, okay? Don't come for me saying this doesn't work because guess what? You're not just one sign, okay? I promise you, you are not just one sign. If you just think you're one sign, then you're doing astrology wrong.
Just let it be fun.
So here's the plot twist for you. I'm actually not going to start with Aries just to piss them off and also because I don't feel like writing down timestamps. So, you know, I'm going to start with Gemini because I already know how much Gemini energy loves to do that. For real, if you see someone randomly commenting timestamps on a YouTube video, I can guarantee there's got to be a Gemini placement there. And that's because Geminis love to take just a small piece of the whole picture and say, well, you said at 3 minutes and 47 seconds in the video, this. Trying to prove a point like the rest of the 30 minutes of the video, I wasn't making other points that connected to a larger point. You know, that's the thing. Gemini energy is awkwardly confrontational. They see something, they bring it up, and then they expect others to be like shocked at what they find, even though most of the time it's just like a fraction of the whole truth of whatever they're talking about. But Gemini isn't concerned with the whole truth as much as they would like you to understand and know their personal truth. Gemini risings and suns especially. Meanwhile, a Gemini Venus is most likely spreading all their truths into different groups in hopes that nobody ever finds out their actual truth. In other words, Gemini is kind of a mindfuck because they literally want you to catch them, but constantly give you less than what you need to catch them. This is really big figure it out yourself type energy, I've noticed, that they pretty much just use to keep themselves safe from others like defining them and whatnot. However, even though they are the ones that are giving so much credit to labels and just like these little snippets of things instead of like integrating perhaps, I don't know. At my video about balancing spirituality and being a human, just saying integration would do y'all wonders because the way Gemini energy likes to take that little sound bite and say,
look at this truth, look at this person, their character,
like damn, no wonder y'all are so afraid of people figuring you out because y'all be roasting people in your head all day long. So yeah, I'm assuming karma might come back and get you eventually. Gemini absolutely loves to dish energy out, but take it how dare you? Don't you know who they are? And speaking of labeling things off, let's talk about Capricorn. I feel like Capricorn forgets that another man's trash can be another man's treasure. The kings of throwing the baby out with the bathwater because how on earth would it work? I mean, this is big I don't see it energy. I can't see it. What are you even talking about? There's no possible way. This is the only way. I mean, yeah, that big I don't see it energy is more of the problem than any problem actually is the problem 90% of the time with these peeps. I feel like Capricorn energy can blind themselves in order to just keep things rolling according to this plan or goal that they had in mind, which I find kind of like leads them to this place where they forget their why or reasoning for things and why they're doing the thing in the first place. The goal becomes so much bigger than the why, I find, or like the actual essence of the thing with these people that it becomes really hard to communicate with them. I've never seen anyone so capable of bringing a rain cloud wherever they go, quite like a Capricorn can. And again, it has a lot to do with expectations. I mean, this energy doesn't settle for things that are less than what they expect them to be, which again, they can lose sight of what they're even expecting in the first place. It's interesting because a lot of the time what Capricorn is actually seeking for is already within their day-to-day routine, but because they're so focused on like this really specific part of the goal that they just don't even enjoy their day-to-day a lot of the time. time. That's where the rain cloud comes in. It's like, how could I enjoy this beautiful, sunny, lovely day on my yacht when I haven't reached $1 billion yet? Like, I don't fucking know. Maybe just like take a chill pill, y'all. Oh God. Actually, I always find it funny because Capricorn energy loves to harp on Libra energy for enjoying what they enjoy. Yeah, ironically, in whole signs, Libra energy sits at Capricorn's midheaven, so that's saying a lot, y'all. Self-doubt here is often covered with you're not special either type energy or approach to things. This energy just kind of expects themselves to be put in a place at some point. So in a way, they just learned how to hold a level of arrogance in their energy to just avoid showing how much this feeling of like leveling bothers them. They don't like to be limited by others, and they always feel limited by others. So as tradition would have it, they're going to pass down that trauma and inhibition to other people. Because why just limit yourself when you can limit other people? Limits. That brings me to Virgo energy. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I'm not sure if that's right. Limits, hesitations, restraints. Does that sound like your fellow Virgo? If you ever want to feel uncertain about a decision that you are fairly certain on, talk to a Virgo. Literally no conclusion is the right conclusion for these folks. Unless, of course, it's their conclusion, then I dare you to try them. Virgos have a way of stating the obvious in a way that's just like, wow, you missed the bar again. Congrats. Always correcting the environment, I find this energy just has a hard time feeling settled. Unless they're working on something, which I find is more of an attempt to avoid this feeling of dissatisfaction that inevitably comes either way because reality. Satisfaction is a myth to Virgo. They are truly insatiable for this feeling of peace that is just, it's never gonna come. I'm sorry. However, it never comes because Virgo literally asks for more problems. Keep that in mind. And as the universe would have it, I had to pause the recording because there was a trash truck nearby, which reminds me, Virgo, take out your trash. I know you like to hold on to specific kinds of people that make you feel like you're fixing them, but listen, y'all, that's not gonna make you feel good. It's not gonna make you feel pure, which is what y'all are seeking in the first place, so chill. Work on yourself, maybe. Virgos truly invite issues into their life because without them, life would truly just be too boring, wouldn't it? I bet they would never admit to that though. The pride is in having it all together. It's not showcasing all the work you have to do for that. I feel like a lot of the time these people look just like shitty instigators, but really they have like a lot of reasons for why they say what they do, but like, I don't know, they just suck at saying that sometimes, or showing that, I should say. However, because people tend to see them as being like overly critical or just giving too much of a shit about things, Virgo just has this tendency to just stop giving a fuck entirely about everything. It might just perhaps take on the redemption arc of a villain. Yeah, that's right, I said villain. Which honestly, like, good for them because truly being a Puritan all of the time is probably what roots a lot of their issues, so whatever. In fact, you know what? Let's save the purity talk for Sag because Sagittarius be thinking they do no wrong. This energy expects you to get with their ideals or get out of the way and blatantly disregards legitimate consequences for trying to ground concepts which they might idolize or theorize as being a good thing. Sag loves to say, well, just look at things this way. Meanwhile, they're refusing to look at things any other way than what they see as their rite of passage. You know, that green light, baby. No red flags over here. This energy has kind of quirky expectations because they almost expect that they can just get out of jail free from any kind of reprimand solely because they want to. For an energy that likes to be a part of a group and maintain a purity in morals, they sure do find themselves in a lot of sticky situations that reflect impurities and misalignments with the people that they're around and the groups that they so heavily identify with. Image projection is very, very big here, trying to seem like you are just the biggest source of energy in the room, which I'm not gonna lie, you might very well be, Sagittarius. However, any kind of feeling of grandiosity probably goes away the second you stop relating yourself to the group that you're involved in. It's funny because Sagittarius feels like they have the power of God at times, yet can be so out of pocket in displaying that at times that a lot of people conceive their threats as like a joke. Like water off a duck's back, you know? If a Sag is gonna threaten you, they might try to throw hands, whatever, but at the end of the day, you're like, I'm not worried. We know they're probably going to run away anyways, just like they always do. And speaking of an energy whose wrath doesn't mean shit, let's talk about Cancer. This is another energy I find that will hold itself on a high horse with no real regard for the actual implications made by their energy in connections. Cancer is truly the biggest run and hide energy I have ever seen in my life. I mean, if you corner them, they'll defend themselves for like 3 seconds before they decide to either shrivel up and or run away. That's because they don't want to fight as much as they want everybody to feel for them. So if they notice that what they're doing isn't getting that kind of reaction out of people, they'll just take their energy out of the equation entirely in hopes that you will eventually miss it and want it back, giving them the reaction they truly deserve next time. Shame on you. Cancer energy is a sucker though. They always be coming back to people, places, things, and just seeing how it's going. Just checking in, just seeing you're okay. They don't necessarily forget things, but they will always welcome things back, even if it's just because they remember that one tiny good moment or good thing about the relationship. It's like, sure, fine. You won my heart. Jeez. Don't try so hard next time. They remember the good times like it's nothing until they are having a bad time. Then it's hats off. You suck. Everyone sucks. Life hates them. No one has ever loved them correctly. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, we say Leo is the drama king, but have you ever seen a Cancer who felt like they weren't getting what they deserved? Even though half of what they deserve is determined by their emotional energy and perhaps things from the past, more than it might be the reality of the situation, so... You know what, and while we're on the topic of emotions clouding a situation, Pisces, get in here, come on. It's time to shine like that little devil you are. Pisces takes the best or the worst of a situation and says, yep, that's 100% it. That's truth. There's no rhyme or reason most of the time, as much as it is just whatever energy is flooding them the most. A psychic sponge or a dirty towel, depending on how you look at it. Never being able to get things clean and clear because they always gotta bring something extra into it. The imagination is very interesting here because on one hand, they expect perfection, but on the other hand, they expect disappointment. And the thing is Pisces can have their cake and eat it too, only to soon realize that the cake is actually rocks, but then they keep eating the cake. Truly, I have never seen an energy feed into their own dissatisfaction quite like Pisces, simply because they want more. Pisces want to be swept off their feet, but when they are, they're convinced there is evil intent coming, and it's coming from you. Specifically, very uneasy with facts and always deeming what's in front of them as fiction or not the whole picture. This energy makes it harder than even Virgo, because even if something meets their fancy, they're simultaneously seeking to uncloak the other more disappointing truth that lies beneath the surface, which they are certain is more prevalent and needs to be uncovered.
Like, for real, I have this feeling and I really think that there's something more here, so if you don't tell me, like, I'm still gonna think there's something more until you tell me.
Because truly, what is a fantasy without a little evil witch sitting in the background at all times, you know? And speaking of evil witch, let's talk about Scorpio. I already know y'all are rolling your eyes at me because you're like, that's so cliche, everybody thinks we're evil. But let's dive in, shall we? Scorpio hoards emotional energy. It's an endless well, meaning that a lot of their inner power comes from these long-standing, intense emotional truths that they can't get past. That being said, if you have ever hurt a Scorpio, there is a large chance that they have never forgotten it. In fact, they most likely think about it every single day and act out karma like it's a personality trait. Oh, well, if you didn't want this, then you shouldn't have acted that way. That being a regular way that you would interact with someone that Scorpio literally never let you know that they were bothered by. This energy acts super, super tough when they're ready to act super tough. And then when they're ready to confront the things that they want to confront. Yet for some reason, they try to remain cordial when they're actually experiencing their feelings that are a lot more telling than this like diabolical plotted scheme display of feelings that they like to do more often than not.
I'm not giving you that power over me.
Is often the phrase that gets Scorpio people to give people the power that they said they weren't going to give to other people. Scorpio gets so stuck on proving other people wrong that they literally end up almost denying their own redemptive abilities. Scorpio puts salt on the wound like it is going to make them stronger or worthy of some kind of respect, when in reality, it's just reaffirming these feelings that they felt when they felt betrayed or that they didn't deserve a certain level of respect from people. I mean, truly, they are beating the emotional dead horse, let me tell you. Scorpio likes to remind itself of its pains though, because it is a kind of power, but at a certain point this energy will literally just not let themselves or other people live because they just can't let go of their own hurt feelings, and thus it just plays out everywhere they fucking go. There is always a demon around if you are a Scorpio. As my Scorpio Mars in the 3rd house would have it, that's why I do these roasts. And since we're talking about this lovely symbolism that some energies might be prone to operating from, this is a big thing for Leo. Who they are is supposed to mean something, imply something. Mainly the goal is regality, but a lot of the time it looks like,
Take me as I am, or I'm going to make you accept me as I am.
is that just who you are, or is this just a way for you to feel better about a part of who you are? The rose-colored glasses here end up being very scornful to others and a little patronizing to Leo. Leo does anything, and it's like,
This is just who I am. Isn't everybody so proud of me? Oh my god, it's who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am, everybody. Thank you. If you don't like it, you can fucking leave.
thank you, Leo. I have truly never seen an energy so good at creating a standstill in life. Relationships, success, friendship, even happiness. It's like they just drop dead wherever their vision stops, instead of like working to mend their reality. Which is funny because I feel like they're often restricted because they don't respect other people's approaches to things or what other people deem worthy. You know what's funny is Leo energy can almost bully people into self-respect. Because so often Leo is like,
Well, why does it bother you? Why do you even care?
like, I don't know, because I'm human. Like, just like you when you let yourself be one. It's a why do you care when I care, but it's who I am when it's you. Larger than life roles are like way too comfortable for Leo energy to the point where if you deem them normal, they're offended by that. Normal is an insult for Leo.
Don't you see how much power I hold?
That's an undercurrent that I find this energy has a lot of the time, which is really funny, honestly, because I think they wish they had a mic drop ability, but truly it's more so like people look at them like,
Okay, are you good? Like, we're trying to move on.
Leo sees failure as other people just failing to see them appropriately, when really Leo just fails to see themselves a lot of the time in a holistic way. So it's like a constant self-preservation moment for them where it's like, well,
No, this is who I am. This is who I am.
like, this is who we all are, buddy. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. And it wouldn't be a conversation about self-preservation if Aries wasn't brought into the discussion. Holy shit, y'all defend until you burn the place to the ground. I have literally never seen such senseless actions like I've seen Aries play out their feelings. It's like all that matters is that it's just put out there, and then the rest, who gives a fuck? I find that Aries likes to take shots before a battle or even a war is thought about by anybody else. Simply just because Aries seems to perceive slights anytime individuation occurs. Which is very ironic because the whole reason that Aries even starts a fight is because they want to individuate. Well, if you got something, I deserve some too. Spiteful in a sense that they would like to mirror back your behavior in a kind of way. In a very physical way, I should say. Or I should say at least is how they perceive your behavior, because again, Aries likes to jump the gun and assume malice where malice is not intended. Oh, but they will start that intention, that's for damn sure. Aries finds a lot of satisfaction in watching others squirm while they hold the reins. But ironically, I feel like they don't care that much about the squirming as much as they enjoy the silence that they receive after the fact, or the uproars, depending on, the vibe. The voices of their competitors echo strongly in their ears, making it fairly easy for them to pounce at a moment's notice. However, how does that aftertaste feel? Probably a little bitter considering not everybody is as keen on the oops, let's just count this as a mistake and move on energy that Aries so gladly embodies when they realize, oh shit, I fucked up. It's all a silly accident once it's Aries' problem. But if it's you, baby, you slighted them on purpose. Why the hell you mess with them? And most of the time it's Libra energy that says, think again to Aries, which is funny because then that starts a whole new issue of,
Well, that's not very fair because
something is always tipping the scales for Libra, and you know what? Sometimes that's their
self-accountability. It's a little too easy for a Libra energy to delegate and displace blame because
They would never.
they could never. They could never. Which is funny because you'll never see someone with as much theorized loyalty as you will a Libra. So much of this I'm on your side energy is actually more like I'm actually taking notes from your side so I can later use them against you. Libra energy is way more devious than it is given credit for. They remember special moments and things just so they can use them as leverage to get people on their side of the court. And let's note that Libra is always watching and always paying attention to what team you're on. They might might not call you out for it right away, but they will sit on the awareness of the perceived lack of loyalty on your end until they have the option to break the security and loyalty that you thought that they had towards you in an equally as painful way to what they perceive they experienced from you. Libras say they aren't playing, but literally they are living for the game. It just makes them feel important to be a part of other people's realities, as they pretty much insist that they are a worthy part of anybody's life, despite how much actual substance they deliver to any kind of connection.
You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Okay, but will we? Because like the whole time you were a soundboard, Libra. And you know who's the exact opposite of a soundboard? A Taurus. The brick wall of the zodiac, the most dense motherfucker you will ever see, which is amazing because they are truly so good at making others feel stupid, specifically about a topic that they themselves have only thought about for a measly 5 seconds, and that was right then when they were talking to you about it, making you feel stupid. These people heard something once and they declared it fact. I would harp on this energy less for this, but truly, if you have tried to explain something to a Taurus that they are not ready to accept, prepare to get ready to blow up, because truly they act like they just physically do not have time to consider what you're saying. Ironically, they only have time to beat the dead horse for some reason. Crazy. And I find that Taurus energy also requires a good mood if they're going to give a fuck, and if they don't have that good mood, then they're about as responsible as a Sagittarius. Who needs time management when you can throw everyone's expectations out the window just by the sheer force of your own willpower? Taurus energy likes to claim that other energies like to bring it to the underworld, but really it is their own resistance to change or resistance to integration that makes the underworld just come up to meet them, and sometimes devouring them for all that they're worth. Also, they stopped acting like they're untouchable and start realizing that they might have to work a little bit harder to be considered for the high value that they want to be considered by other people. It's interesting because this energy will refuse to leave a situation even though it blatantly shows that they see themselves as low value, mainly because they are expecting that it's up to other people to change. They're not the ones with the issue here. Y'all are the ones that don't see them clearly. Oh god, that sounds a little too much like Leo for my liking. You know what? And that brings me to my finale. Aquarius. Oh, how Aquarius fights any defined value and says, but what if we... Well, Aquarius, what about if you? I've never seen an energy be so group-oriented yet so self-centered. Truly, this energy feels like the rest of the world and anybody in their vicinity would be helpless without them. They are the savior, and there's just absolutely no way anybody could make it without them keeping things together. Aquarius is like glue, holding people and things together, ideas, and even families. However, just like glue, they're also super messy and really fucking sticky when they touch anything else. You know, I said Gemini was a mindfuck, but have you ever heard an Aquarius talk about their problems? I've never seen someone explain their decisions as the sole reason why their reality is a bummer and not see it.
Well, I'm in this role here and in this role here, so what does anybody expect?
Like, I don't know, Aquarius, what do you expect? They put their eggs in so many different baskets and then they wonder why nothing ever amounts to what they want it to. The goalpost is always moved because for some reason reality never hits, but is it really reality? Perhaps it's literally just because Aquarius doesn't factor their own personal energy into reality. So therefore they personally can never obtain what they set out for. It's always created for other people. I'm telling you right now, the creators of The Truman Show were Aquariuses. Aquarius loves to stand on the outside and watch other people live their dreams. I say love because they would never tell you that they're jealous. They'll never tell you they resent it. They'll never tell you that they wish that that could be them, because how supportive is that? That's not supportive. They're a savior. They support people. They support dreams. Impartial at best, but just plain dogmatic when it feels like things aren't working out according to their dream.
If you just listen to me.
Well, are you even listening to you? This energy forgets to bring things back home and then gets mad when they're missing crucial pieces to the puzzle, or other people too. Big do as I say, not as I do energy. It's funny too because this energy is afraid that others are taking from them, even though they secretly find a lot of power in giving so much of themselves to other people and having people see them as a resource. Aquarius truly likes to be a lot more of the process than they're ever going to admit, so it's just one of those things where you just gotta like occasionally invite them into the group and say, hey, you know you can participate, right? You don't have to stand on the outside unless you want to. Do what you want to do. And there you have it, folks. We have just completed Paige Ferris's Zodiac roast. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned for this video and for supporting me. It means the world that I can just come on here and be my silly, authentic self and people enjoy it. So I really appreciate it so much. And yeah, if you like this video and you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Turn on your post notifications because I am erratic with my posting schedule. Check out my other social medias linked out below. If you want to book a reading with me so
so I can roast you further with a little bit more love in it, I should say. Check out my link below to snip feed as always. But yeah, that's it for this, baby. So I will see you guys in a later video. Peace.